What's happening, y'all? This your boy Ben Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Hope y'all had a good weekend. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all was staying safe out there, not drinking and driving, all that other good stuff. So, let me get down to the business at hand here. Um, I had an opportunity to really think about the whole Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua situation. And literally, it's been coming to my attention that there's still some people out there that still are holding on to the hope that Anthony Joshua will eventually get in the ring with Deontay Wilder. That the time has passed, they don't have belts, and that they can still make this fight and make the huge load of money. Now, here's my belief in the whole situation. I never believed that the fight was ever going to happen. It was supposed to happen when they both had the belts back in 2018 through 2020, and yet one side didn't want the fight while the other one tried its best to make the fight. And y'all know what I'm talking about. We all know this for a fact. If Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn wanted to make the fight, they could have accepted the $100 million offer that was on the table to make the fight, plus pay-per-view revenues and everything of that sort, and they could have made generational money. But Joshua literally, for the life of me, pretty much ducked the fight. He pretty much said, and quote, "I'm not selling myself for $100 million." All right, there was a lot of money left to be on the table for them to make the fight, and they didn't want to make it. And ever since then, both of their careers have been on different paths. All right, Wilder pursued other fighters. He got opportunities against different fighters, right? And he had a great trilogy with Tyson Fury through all the controversy that was surrounding with it, right? And he basically we just saw him get knocked out by Zilly Zhang. So we don't know what the future will hold for Deontay Wilder. I do have a belief that he will come back and be better than ever, but we'll see what happens. He's now 38 years old. But as for Anthony Joshua, the problem with Anthony Joshua is simple as this. Anthony Joshua's entire career has been pretty much manufactured. He's been pretty much a pampered, protected champion since the beginning of his boxing career, dating back to when he was winning the gold medal in the 2012 Olympics in London, England. This man has been pretty much protected the entire time. He never really was given an opportunity to prove his valor in the ring. Everything was just pretty much handed to him. Remember when Anthony Joshua won his first title fight? You understand? Pretty much it was against Charles Martin. And literally the circumstances of that fight were so across where basically Charles Martin was never given an opportunity to prepare for that fight, and he got sent to the wolves by Anthony Joshua. And ever since then, he's been given, easy fights. In particular, when he became unified champion, he beat up a aging old Vladimir Klitschko, right? A timid Joseph Parker, right? And during that period of time, when he was a unified champion between 2020 through 2020, he had an opportunity to make an undisputed championship fight with Deontay Wilder. And he let Eddie Hearn in his ear, and the fight never happened. And then what happened? When he came into Madison Square Garden in 2019, he got knocked smooth the hell out by a fat guy in Andy Ruiz, because they thought that Andy Ruiz, chubby fat guy, Anthony Joshua was going to make quick, easy work. But it did not turn out to be that way. Andy Ruiz showed quick hands. He showed different looks and made Anthony Joshua look like an amateur. Eventually, he got the rematch and won the titles back. It's because of the fact that Andy Ruiz, ate himself out of the fight. Okay, and y'all know what I'm talking about. But he's yet to give Andy Ruiz a third fight. They were supposed to fight a third time, and he never gave it to him. And then he faces against Kubrat Pulev, and then you lose twice to Alexander Usyk, because Anthony Joshua thought that he could outbox Alexander Usyk, and he got thoroughly dominated. And then we saw a different side of you, all emotional, all crying out and stuff like that, throwing the belts into the crowd, like showing a level of disrespect that is just unbelievable. While Wilder went in the ring, fought Tyson Fury 3 times. Yes, he lost 2 out of 3, and honestly, the first fight should have ended in a knockout, but we'll leave. I'm not gonna go too much into that. But ever since then, listen, their careers are just pretty much at a different pace. Okay? Joshua was given easy fights, all right? And in his previous fight before Daniel Dubois, he went up against a former MMA fighter in Francis Ngannou. Come on, you guys. It's a joke. But my point is this. I know there's still some fans out there that still want to see Joshua versus Wilder. At this point, I don't care for the fight. I'm not interested in the fight. And I don't want Wilder to take the fight. Because I don't want Wilder to give AJ the satisfaction of putting his name on his resume. No way. Not after all the ducking that Joshua and Hearn have done over the past few years, since 2018. No. There's no reason in my mind that Wilder should give any opportunity for Anthony Joshua to redeem himself. Let Joshua figure that out for himself. All right? And at the end of the day, Joshua has him holding himself to blame because he let Eddie Hearn in his ear. He let him listen. He basically allowed Eddie Hearn to dictate his entire career, maneuver around his entire boxing scene. And now look at you. Now people see who you really are. The whole knockout that he endured at the hands of Daniel Dubois was pretty much a culmination of the manufacturing that Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing had done for Anthony Joshua. That just is what it is. And I don't want to see Wilder get humiliated again by the same people that tried to disregard everything that Wilder had accomplished. All right? So if they want to make the fight, I'll still watch it to support Wilder. But honestly, I don't care for the fight. And I'd rather not see Wilder, go in the ring and give the man an opportunity to redeem himself at your own name. No way. No way. No chance. Joshua doesn't deserve it. And let him suffer and let him live with the regret of ducking him the first time around, the second time around, and the third time around. And we can go on and on. But at the end of the day, Joshua never really wanted to face Wilder. Eddie Hearn never wanted to make the fight because he's a condescending liar. And they both know how that fight's going to turn out. They just don't want the imagery of Wilder knocking out Joshua clean in the middle of the ring. All right? That just is what it is. So if you ask me, anytime of this particular time, if you ask me, do I want to see Wilder versus Joshua? No. I have no interest in the fight anymore. That fight should have been made in 2018 through 2020, and it never happened. And one side tried to make the fight in Wilder, while the other side didn't want to make the fight. They weren't interested, and they paid the price for it. So at the end of the day, the hell with Joshua, the hell with Eddie Hearn, and let them live with that regret. So that just is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And with that, I'm out. Peace.